Alright, what is going on, guys? My name is Leon Master, and welcome back to another tier list video with the off-season signings. Obviously, we're on part 2 now. There's a lot more signings. And also, before we get into this video, I do want to say some of these signings are also leaks as well, only coming from Halo, because obviously Halo's been 100% correct so far this off-season. So, mostly you will be seeing leaked signings, obviously like Rain to LE Valiant, and also the Ryojay Hong one, Fisher, Valiant, Vancouver, all that stuff is basically in this tier list as well. And here is the players. Obviously, some of these are leaked, like the Shanghai Dragons one, like Lee Jae Gon, and Stan one, Void, and then we also have the full London roster now, Florida Mayhem stuff. Some of these are leaks, some of these are also now officially signed, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's go ahead and start off with Elanta Reigns, Edison, and obviously, as you guys know my thoughts about Edison, he's actually going to be really good at this team, and I think he will be an S tier signing. I just think thinking about Edison and also Urster is just going to be an insane DPS duo. Definitely going to stand with the Shock DPS duo as well, kind of like with Rascal, Architect, whatever DPS rotation Shock's going to run. I definitely think Atlanta could actually fight with that, with whatever DPS duo they're going to do. So I do think the Edison signing is actually one of the best signings that they actually have done so far. I want to see what they do with this. And also, before we go on, I want to say what this tier list does. I know some people had questions how I was ranking this tier list. This is how I think how they will impact their team, on how they play, if it was the right signing for them, or me just maybe predicting what they could do in the next season of whatever meta we could predict with. But right now, it's mostly impact with the team they're going to do. I do think Edison's going to have a huge impact on this team. Now on to Sharp, to Atlanta Reign as well. Another great hit scan player, but the thing is, we're not going to see him start. We're going to see Edison and Urster start. I've already said this numerous times in many videos. I just don't see Sharp starting. I do think, though, he will have a little impact on a team. I wish I could put him A, but I just don't think we'll see him that much. And I definitely think he just sticks in B, because obviously I think he is better than Baby Bay at some points. He's also a little bit flexible when it comes to a hard, maybe like Widow meta. Maybe we'll see him, but Edison's still there as well. He's insanely good. I definitely think Sharp won't have that much of an impact on a team. Maybe he'll play here and there as a good backup of Edison if he's ever sick. That's the only thing I see Sharp doing, but right now I just don't think Sharp's a huge signing. I just think he is a good backup, though, if Edison ever is sick. Now on to the next one. It is Bishu, and you guys might be questioning why do I have him on this list. It's because we haven't seen Bishu really play at all, and it's almost like a new signing for the LA Gladiators. And I do think this is a good signing, but obviously we won't be seeing him start. I definitely think he's a good translator. If OG and Bishu end up being a tank duo, I can see that possibly happening. I do think he will be B tier. The reason I say that is because he is a translator. Like I said, if OG has something really hard to say, even though OG's great at English, who knows, maybe we'll have issue. He wants Bishu to translate. Bishu's basically going to do what he did at Fisher back in Season 1, kind of translating. And maybe he's just a good team leader. You want him around your team as a positive person. I just don't think he will have that big of an impact, just like Sharp. He'll be a good backup for space, though, and I think that's this right where he needs to be is B. I don't see him being an A tier. I don't see him being a C, mostly B. And before we move on, I don't think this list will be heavy with S tiers, by the way. I definitely think this will be all around the place. Maybe B will be heavily favored in this tier list. We'll see what that does. Maybe we'll mix stuff up at the end, but mostly those have never been happening with me mixing up at the end because I'm actually pretty confident with my tier list. Now on to the next one. It is Brucin, and may I say, I actually really like this signing. I don't think it's S tier, but it's definitely high A. Maybe low S if you guys wanted to put that there. The reason I say he's A is because we haven't seen him fully perform on like the World Cup level, or maybe even I guess you could say out level with his other off tanks. Obviously, we do know how he played fantastic contenders and insanely good in Overwatch World Cup with his Sigma. Obviously, Sigma doesn't look like he's going to be in the meta next season possibly, or just in the meta in general because we haven't seen the pro pug. Sigma's getting no play time. Obviously, that was Bruce's best hero in the Overwatch World Cup. That could change. Maybe he does have a great Hog or Diva, whatever the off tank's going to be, and I just haven't seen it. But the things I've seen, it is definitely A tier, not S tier yet. Now on to the next one. It is Munchkin, and this one's an interesting signing as well. I just don't know what I fully think about this signing because obviously if you guys heard my video about Bruce and being signed to the Boston Uprising, also Munchkin as well. I don't see Munchkin, I don't know, there's something about Munchkin I just don't think it's going to be a huge signing. I want to put him C, but I want to put him B as well. Let's put him C for now. I feel like that could change, but as it stands, I just don't see that much of a reason why you sign him. I don't think he'll have that big of an impact. Obviously, you have Color Hex Jerry and now Munchkin. If we're in a heavy Tracer meta next season, then yes, I definitely think Munchkin could be A or high B tier, not S. But the things we've seen from him recently, even when he was on Soul Dynasty Season 2, don't have that big of high hopes for him, but hopefully he does perform insanely well. I just don't think he has that big of an impact on the team. Then on to Swimmer, another main sport, and I actually really like this main sport. Like I've said in my video, Swimmer's one of my favorite main sport players out there. But right now, as it stands, I definitely think he will build up in this season. I don't think he'll be the best player. I don't think he'll be the best main support when the league first starts. I definitely think he'll build his way up to be one of the best, in my opinion. We'll need to see stage 1 won't be the best from stage 2. He will start getting it a little bit better. Then 3 and 4 would be his best. That's what I predict. Maybe I just think that's pretty average, right in the B tier. That's my opinion. I definitely think he could be A, 100%. He could be A, but I think as it stands, it will be B. Like I said, this tier list could be heavily all in B category. I may have to change it up a little bit with the player sizes. Who knows? But as it stands, Swimmer is going to be B. Then on to the next one. It is Doa with the Dallas Fuel, and this one caught everyone by surprise. I remember everyone was commenting, when did this happen? I didn't expect Doa to be signed to the Fuel. And I'm in the same boat. I didn't expect Doa to be signed to the Fuel, and I do think he'll actually have a decent amount of change with this team. Not an S tier, because he is a flex, and he's more favored towards the hits game, but he's also fantastic on the projectile. A lot of people don't think he can play projectile, but he can. He can play Genji, Verdant Genji meta, which is being played a lot in the pugs. Genji's fine. He can play a Hanzo. He can play a Pharah. He can play a lot of stuff. He's very flexible. He's the flexible person that Dallas needed last season. That's what Zachary had as a title. He wasn't that flexible, but Doa is very flexible. We saw his Bash and Gauntlet. Doa is going to be a great signing for the team, and Decay and Doa sounds nasty on paper as well. They could definitely find maybe someone better, but I don't know about that because Doa is actually just insanely good in general. Doa will be good. I definitely think it is an A-tier signing. Then on to the next one. It is Florida Man Gangnam Jin signing, and I'm just going to say this now. I think both of the Florida players are both going to be S tier. The reason I say these two are obviously going to be in S tier is because one, Gangnam Jin is just 10 times better than obviously Byram. All of the previous Florida off sports, I think Gangnam Jin will pop off of this team, maybe even solo carry at some points. He's just the perfect off sport you want on your team. Who knows what his support is going to be? Is it still going to be Chris? Is it going to be someone else? Maybe Jexay. Who knows? There's a big, name going around like Jexay going to a different team possibly. That's a rumor. Keep that in mind. It's a rumor, not a leak. Then on to Yaki. Another huge signing. Obviously, Saiyan player and Yaki sounds good on paper as well. They had BQB, which in my opinion was not the best player. Definitely could have found an upgrade, and they did find the upgrade, which is Yaki. These two will have this great performances on the Florida Man, changing the team by a lot. Who knows? Maybe they'll sign someone else beside Yaki to be on the team. I'm a fan of these two Florida Man signings. They're definitely a huge, huge impact on the team as well. Then up to the next one, it is Guangzhou Charge Krong. This was from their little Twitter photo, but I definitely think this one's another S tier signing. The reason I say that, a lot of people aren't talking about this guy, but this guy is insanely good at the video game. No one talks about him. Every time he's in a team fight, you see him doing so much more stuff with his team. He's definitely a team kind of off tank. He doesn't do his own solo things like some do, maybe like Fury for an example. But Chrom is definitely underrated. He's gonna carry this team every now and then. He's a great replacement for Hoppa. Maybe some could argue that he's better than Hoppa, but we'll need to see what that does in the league because obviously there is nerves, there's all of that. We'll need to see what Krong does in the league though. But right now, as it stands, it's an S tier signing, huge impact on the team. Then on to the next one. It is Neptuno, and I think this is also an A tier signing. I definitely think he has the comms to be just a great main support for the team. Huge upgrade over Chara as well. He's mechanically gifted on the Mercy Lucio. Everything he touches is insanely good. I just think this is a good signing. Not an S tier signing just yet. I think they could have found maybe someone a tiny bit better than Neptuno, but Neptuno is also great. Don't get me wrong here. I definitely think Neptuno is one of the best main supports in the league. Let's see what he can do. He also is a little bit fluent in Korean as well, so we can talk to some Korean players if he needs to, if they're having trouble. Good signing from them. Huge upgrade for Chara, and I'd love to see what he can do with the Guangzhou Charge. Then on to the next one. It is the Houston Outlaws section. Now we have Meko, and as much as I don't like the roster, you can't lie how much of good of a signing Meko is. It's just such a good signing. Huge upgrade over Coolmat and Spree by a long shot. He's going to have a huge impact on the team. He's going to help Muma out a little bit more. He's going to help the backline a little bit more. He's just going to be that diva Outlaws always needed. He will have a huge impact on the team as well. Then on to the next Houston Outlaws signing. It is Repel. I would put him S tier, but I'm going to put him A because we haven't seen enough from him in the Overwatch League to put him S, but the amount we have seen on the Overwatch League, he's definitely going to be an A-tier signing. All the stuff he's been streaming as well. He's going to be a good signing for the Houston Outlaws. He will be great beside whoever their main sport's going to be. I feel like it won't be Boink anymore, but then again, if it is Boink, I feel bad for Repel because I just don't think he'll manage well beside him because Boink kind of does his own things. Repel was definitely with the team a little bit more. Then again, it's kind of the opposite the same ways too. I definitely think Repel is an A tier signing, not an S tier. That's just for now. That could obviously change in a month or two or when the league starts. He could be an S tier signing as well. Then on to the next one. It is Mirror, and I have to be honest with you guys, I don't know what I fully think about this one yet. Obviously, he's a great player, and people could argue, myself as well, that LA Ladder's DPS got weaker. Now, I definitely think Mirror has his chance to prove himself in the league. I think everyone knows that as well. He will definitely be able to prove himself. But if he doesn't do good the first couple of games, stage 1, and maybe even the beginning of the 2, Gladiator's not going to look that good. Obviously, the times he did show himself on NRG and also Uprising Academy, he's looked good. And that was also on NRG. I think he was playing the Brig. He looked fantastic on the Brig. Then when we got on Uprising Academy, couldn't really see him play that much because obviously the Uprising Academy wasn't playing the best when he was playing. I just don't know what I think about the sign. I think C is where he should stay right now. B, A, I don't think he definitely will have that. He will have to prove himself. That is just my opinion. Obviously, some of you guys may rank him in B, maybe even A. The C is just my opinion. Then on to the next one, we have Paintbrush, and this one's another C tier. I don't think we'll be seeing this guy get any playtime at all. He won't. Big Goose and Shaz has been a great support duo throughout the entire league, even World Cup. I just don't see Paintbrush getting any playtime. Obviously, if someone is sick, like Big Goose, if he is sick, maybe even Shaz. But that's the only time we'll see him get playtime. That's it. I don't see Paintbrush getting any more playtime. Not a huge impact on the team. Maybe he will have some stuff behind the scenes with like communication, but that's really it. If Paintbrush is starting over Big Goose, that I can understand why. Maybe they sign Paintbrush for the next season because Big Goose may not want to play for the next season. The Gladiators, who knows really? Paintbrush is definitely an interesting signing. Now on to the next one. It is Rain, and I told you guys where I would rank him when he first got signed, and it's D tier. The reason I say it's D tier and not F is because one, he's a little bit better mechanically when it comes to custom, when it comes to like Lucio, obviously, but who knows what his communication is. We haven't really heard that many good things of Rain with his communication. We've heard only Custa. Obviously, has great communication. We heard that on the Dallas field. We heard it on the LA Valiant now. I just don't think Rain could beat that. Obviously, you want more communication, sometimes more than mechanics. When it comes to a great shot caller like Custa, I don't see Rain getting any playtime unless they will have like a 6 Korean starting team. Then Rain will get playtime. Interesting signing for my opinion. He's definitely not an F tier because obviously he does have that mechanical skill. He will be in D tier. It's just a tiny bit of an impact. Maybe we will see him start. Right now, it's just a weird signing. I said it numerous times on streams, YouTube videos, just a weird signing. Now we're getting onto the London roster. Obviously, it's now here. It's official. I forgot to put Bernard and Fuse in my last tier list video, so now we have him here. And this one, Bernard is going to be an S tier. If anyone's going to be carrying this team to victory, it's going to be Bernard. If you guys watch Fusion Uni at all, or just a little bit, maybe like 5 minutes, you just know Bernard's insanely talented at the game. He's going to be a decent replacement for Fury. Obviously, no one can beat Fury right now because you could argue that he is the best off tank. Bernard will have a little bit of an impact like that. He will almost look just like Fury a little bit, not a lot. He will also have to prove himself in the league as well. With the team around him, it's going to be hard with that because he has J-Mac, who is actually a good main tank. But the rest of the team is looking pretty interesting as well. We will need to see what happens with that. Speaking of the team, we have Fuse now, and this one is going to be B. And I feel like a lot of the London players are going to be B. The reason I say it's B is because he has been pretty inconsistent in contenders as well. With the Fusion University roster, he had to come in for Elk because Elk did not want to play. He felt like he was dragging the team down. Fuse came in, and he looked decent. He had up and down moments a lot. You don't really want that in the league, but then again, you could coach them to be insanely good, which Fuse could have the potential to be insanely good. I do think Fuse right now will stand as a B tier. He could be A. A lot of people, you guys may argue that he could be A, but right now I feel like it's just a B tier signing. Now on to Glister, and I'm actually a fan of this one. I do want to put him A though, not S just yet. I feel like he still needs time to show his huge hero pool that he could have. We also don't know the meta if it will fit his hero pool or not. But either way, I still think he will have a huge impact on the team. He's going to be like a better version of Birding or like someone like Birding for sure. He will be there. He also has to play some projectile. He plays some hit scan. He's very good on both roles. He will carry this team just like Bernard. He's definitely a bright spot on the team as well. Then on to the next one, it is Highly, and this one's very, very weird. This one's also going to go B tier. You know, I have some high hopes. My gut's telling me that he will be pretty good, and only my gut has been right when it comes to the Overwatch League stuff. I definitely think Highly has potential to be very good, especially now that he'll be starting 100% on the London Spitfire, proving himself. Obviously, he couldn't really prove himself that much on the Seoul Dynasty because you have Ryo Jae-hong there on the roster. I definitely think Highly will be very good on this roster with Fuse beside him. Highly will prove himself. Hopefully he does good because I don't want to put him C and D. I definitely think B will be a decent impact to the team, and we'll just need to see what happens with him. Then on to the next one, it is J-Mac, and this one is going to go B as well. We just don't know how he will perform in the Overwatch League. I definitely think he will be good. I've said this numerous times. He will be a great main tank beside him. But then again, we need to see what he does with the players around him. I do think it's a decent impact to the team. He will do pretty good. I kind of want to put him A as well, but I feel like B is a perfect spot as well. This entire London Spitfire roster is going to be in B. But when you compare it to people like Meko, Bernard, and maybe even Repel and Neptuno, I don't think J-Mac should be in the A tier. I definitely think B tier is just where he needs to stand. Then on to the next one. It is Shui, just like everyone else. London, I think he is going to be B as well. It's weird because we haven't really seen him play that much recently since Runaway, and I think the last time we saw him was Goats was meta. He can play a little bit projectile. He can play a great Pharah. I have heard a great Genji, and his Brig was fantastic. Obviously, he can't really play that now because obviously 3-3 is gone. It sucks to see that. He was actually pretty decent on that. But if we get into a heavy Pharah meta, or just a heavy meta where it favors his hero pool, I definitely think Shui could be insanely good. But as it stands right now, it will be B tier. Then on to the next one. It is Bianca. And this one's weird. Obviously they already assigned Hoppa to the team, and Bianca will most likely be the backup with the squad. I don't want to put him C tier. It's going to be B tier again. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I think this will be heavily B tier in this tier list. Bianca will be a great backup, I feel like, with beside Hoppa as well. Let's see what he could do as it stands right now. He was fantastic in the Gauntlet, a huge part of the team. But when you have someone like Hoppa on your team, it's hard to start over him. But Bianca's definitely good. He'll be a great backup if Hoppa ever gets sick, which is most likely going to happen. I will say that all the time, by the way, because subs are going to be important next season because there's traveling, all this stuff. You guys know what it is. Then on to the next one. Maybe some of you guys forgot about this one, but Who Are You is being signed to NYXL. And this one's an interesting one. I actually feel like it will be interesting, and it may go B tier or C because who knows? They definitely have a plan at the signing. I don't know what their plan is. Obviously, I'm not there. They have Libero. Who are you going to be the person ready for the next season if Libero is not going to stay at the NYXL? Is Libero being traded? I just think Who Are You being signed to NYXL is the weirdest team out of all of them for them to sign to. But as it stands, I think it is going to be B tier. Who knows how this is going to go? We might have to mess with the tier a little bit later if someone does get added to B tier as well. As it stands, Who Are You will be B tier in my opinion. That's it for now. I definitely think it could have been C, maybe A. They definitely have a plan of him. They definitely do. I don't know that plan, obviously. We'll see what happens. Then on to the next one, it is Hoppa. I don't think this is an S tier, but it's definitely an A tier because obviously the times he showed himself on the charge this season was insanely good. Obviously the beginning was not the best for Charge. They were up and down a lot. They won some good games. They lost some games they should have won. But Hoppa was definitely a bright spot on the team. And now that he's on NYXL being a replacement for Meko, it's going to be interesting. He's not good. He's not exactly like Meko. People would argue myself Meko's better than Hoppa. But we need to see what Hoppa does with this team. Also, the coaching staff behind him, the players around him. Maybe he'll look like the next superstar, really. Then on to the next one. It is Fleta being signed to Shanghai Dragons. And I think this one, I think it will be an A tier. I know some people may argue B tier, I feel like. But I definitely think with him being on a team like Shanghai Dragons, he could open up a little bit more of his hero pool and just play around DM or Ding, whatever they want to play with. Fleta and DM it sounds like a great DPS duo. He can do so much more with this. If they wanted to have Fleta on the Widow and maybe Ding on Projectile, who knows what they could do. DM's also great on the Widow. They have a lot of potential to do stuff with Fleta now on the roster. I definitely think he is an A tier sign because they now have a lot of flexibility on this roster. Then on to the next one, it is Li Jaegong. And then I think this one's also an A tier signing because he's just very aggressive. He fits this team very well. He can pocket people if it needs to. This is another A tier signing in my opinion. That's all I gotta say. Then on to the next one. It is Stan 1, and may I say, Stan 1 has a lot of shoes to fill. Obviously, Gamsu's no longer there. Stan 1 has some interesting performances in the contender scene. Obviously, he filled in for Team Envy. He looked pretty good for him staying with the team for a week, I'm pretty sure. Then on Gladiators Legion, he was with them with the Gauntlet as well. He looked good, but I don't know if I would say Gamsu level. Maybe he will be looking Gamsu level, or just he will improve a lot with obviously the coaching staff behind him, the players behind him. He'll look pretty good. I definitely think this is B tier. We may have to put him like between a player here or something. That is Stan 1. That is also a Halo leak, like the Li Jaegong is also a Halo leak. Keep that in mind. Then on to the next one. It is Void from the LA Gladiators going to the Shanghai Dragons. And I also think this is an A tier signing. He's way better than Envy. He's way better than Gaguri in my opinion. He will do a lot of this team. Also, Stan 1 beside him. They may have a little bit of synergy, obviously, with Gladiators Legion and also LA Gladiators. The Academy team may have done some internal scrims there, and they could have something going a little bit, maybe a tiny bit of synergy, just a tiny bit, not a lot. I think Void and Stan 1 could be a decent tank duo. We need to see what happens though and wait for the future. I definitely think he'll have a big impact as well. Then on to the next one. It is Nevix being signed by the Toronto Defiant. And I definitely think this is an S tier signing. Maybe some could argue low S. Maybe I would say that too. Let's say it's a low S signing because, we haven't really seen him play in a hot minute. We haven't really seen what he does. The times he has played on the Shock Season 2, he still looked good. And obviously Season 1, he was one of the best off tanks still. It was definitely hard for him to be that because his team was not the best compared to what it is now Season 2. Definitely an S tier signing. Low S for sure because we haven't really seen him play that much. He will have a huge impact on the team. Definitely let's see what his main tank duo will do beside him. Obviously Beast or Beast Halo. Then on to the next one. It is Fisher to Vancouver Titans, and this one, it's You guys know my opinions on Vancouver Titans. They should never be getting rid of Tizzy, not get rid of Bumper, because they have that great synergy. It's great to see Fisher come back, don't get me wrong. But Fisher to Vancouver Titans is not the team I definitely think is best for him. Obviously, you have such a lot of synergies that team. There could be arguments because they're so used to Bumper going in, doing all that stuff, and Fisher is more obviously an aggressive player, but he's not as aggressive as Bumper. I think Bumper is one of the most aggressive, if not the most aggressive main tank in the league. I am not a fan of the signing. I don't think he'll have that huge of an impact like Tizzy and Bumper have on the team. I'm just not a fan of it right now. Maybe that will change when the league starts. Obviously, this is a Halo league. Keep that in mind. But Fisher has proved himself multiple times that he could be going to Vancouver Titans. Speaking of Vancouver Titans, the next one is Ryoje Hong. And I just think this one sits in the same boat. If Twilight is staying on the team, this man will have little to no impact. Maybe even F tier if you wanted to put that there. Because he was on Seoul Dynasty. He was always going to be starting on Seoul Dynasty. Maybe even Hangzhou Spark would have loved to have him. But if it is Titans, something has to be happening in Twilight. Obviously, you guys watched my video yesterday. I talked about Twilight possibly going to Dalsfield. That's just having fun. That's a theory, not a rumor, not even a leak. It's just me having fun because of the whole leak came through. But either way, Ryoje Hong, as it stands right now, making this video, Twilight's still on the roster. I think Ryoje Hong is just a C tier signing. No impact at all. A great backup though. Insanely good backup for Twilight if he ever does get sick. Then on to the next one, we have Aim God to the Washington Justice. Now, some of you may say S tier signing. I would have said that too, but the reason he's being pulled down to A, we don't know how he's going to act. Is he going to be toxic behind the scenes? Is he going to do all that stuff like he did on Boston Uprising? And I feel like that brings a point down to A tier because you don't want to have that worry, if he's going to do toxic stuff behind the scenes. Who knows what could happen? He could definitely S tier, and if he wasn't doing the toxic stuff, he would be S tier right now. But A tier is good. I definitely think Arc and Aim God will have a great support duo. I think Aim God is a huge upgrade, obviously, over Guido and Sleepy, obviously. But Aim God will do good as the team. Now that is the tier list. I definitely think I can see a lot of you guys disagreeing, and maybe some of you agreeing as well. Maybe some of you would put one up and one down. I think this is how it stands right now. I definitely think the C tier, definitely those people won't have that much of an impact on the team. I'm hitting maybe Fisher could go up a little bit more. Who knows? But I just don't like them getting rid of Bumper and Tizzy, and I just don't think Fisher will have that huge of impact like Bumper and Tizzy did on the Vancouver Titans. Maybe he will, but as it stands right now, it's my opinion, I don't think he'll be that good. That is it with this one. This is the part 2, maybe even the last. Who knows? Obviously, there is going to be more signings in the future, and maybe it'll be a little bit of a quicker tier list video. This is also the second one, and here's the first one if you guys want to see that one again. Here is the first one. The video is also down below in the description if you want to watch this one. And yeah, that's going to be it from you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to join my Discord down below. Also, don't forget to follow my Twitter and my Twitch. We've been streaming every day so far. Also, don't forget to hit that bell, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.